fans, we welcome you to beautiful Bill Greehey Arena for a night of basketball today. Your St. Mary's Rattlers taking on the Celts of the University of St. Thomas. Joe Rodriguez joined by Nolan Sinneth and Brian Magliulian. And Brian, you just saw the introductions, a new starting lineup for the St. Mary's Rattler team. They're going out there: Christian Bauer, Marvin Benny, J.J. Bolton, Isaiah Matthews, and Ryan Thomas. And right now a two-shot technical being assessed to against St. Mary's for a dunk once the referees took the floor. Of course, that a rule. You are not allowed to dunk once the referees come onto the floor. So the University of St. Thomas will start with 2 points before we even tip off here. Brian, the new lineup, what do you like about it? What are you thinking that Coach Zelznak is trying to do here against the University of St. Thomas?
Well, Joe, I think St. Mary's, they're just looking to take advantage of a lineup that actually was very successul in previous games. And Isaiah Matthews' last game provided a huge spark off the bench. So we'll look to see if the Rattlers can kick it off with a bang.
And we're away right here. And Nolan, St. Mary's going up against the NAIA St. Thomas Celts. What do they have to do in order to be successful? Who are you looking for to have a positive impact for St. Mary's today?
Well, I'm looking for Marvin Benny to come out and maybe have a real shootout game here today, because he's really been working hard at outside the court, and I think he has a chance for having a huge game. And you got to keep in mind, this may be an NAIA team, but they made a deep run into the playoffs last year.
As we see that one put in for two by Isaiah Matthews, doing work on the board early and often has been his MO to start the season. And like you said, Nolan, a very, very successful team is this St. Thomas team. Only in their 5th season of existence is that one's put in for two. But last year, a 28-6 record. They won the Red River Conference title and went on to have their first berth into the NAIA tournament. And coming out in the preseason here, they're ranked 3rd overall, so a testament to what a strong team they have, even though they're only in their 5th year of existence. Foul called down low. Let's go on ahead and meet these Celts. Starting out for them is Sean Edwards at point. Derek Dudley, the other guard, number 13. Also, number 22, Brian Cass, Nate McAnley, and then, of course, Hinnick John to start alongside to fill out the last 5. And, Brian, we see Ryan Thomas drawing the start here today. This is his 2nd start in this 3-game home span that St. Mary's has had so far. And last game, he just could not get going. So much foul trouble for Thomas.
Yes, Joe, foul trouble definitely an issue for the Rattlers, not just for Thomas, but the entire front line. They struggled with foul trouble the entire game. Let's see if the Rattlers worked on trying to better position themselves on defense as Thomas hits the free throw. Let's see if the Rattlers can work and move their feet rather than make ticky-tack fouls.
Indeed, and here come the Celts looking to respond, and good defense by Bolton there, and Benny clears the rebound. Here's Bolton again, and Bolton drawing his first start of the season here tonight. Brian, the new face of J.J. Bolton. Obviously, he's been an impact off the bench for the Rattlers so far. What do you like about him? What does he do well as we see him having the ball there, right free throw line extended, and the shot forced up by Benny? No good, but the Rattlers will get the offensive rebound.
Well, Bolton, a very explosive player, really knows his role on this team. Great all-around player and great presence, and he provides a spark off the bench, as he said. Let's see what he can do with his first start of the season.
And Rattlers with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Matthews working low in the post, and Thomas able to go up and get that rebound with one hand. Thomas again, repost now, the left-handed hook, and it's good.
And on that possession, the Rattlers just grinding it out, feeding it into the post continuously, managing to get the score.
And speaking of the left-handed hook by Ryan Thomas, a very famous Rattler great, Kevin Kotzer, actually made his season debut with the Warriors of the D-League, and an excellent game out of him. He had 15 rebounds, which was a game high, and then also he scored very well, and of course, always looking for great things out of Kotzer, and great that he has the chance with the Warriors here.
Yes, Kotzer scored, I believe, 19 points on 9 of 10
yes.
shooting. So great things from a Rattler alumni.
As we now get back to the current Rattlers, and Matthews not able to get that one to go, but he'll head to the line. Something that he's really made a living out of doing so far this season. I believe he leads the Rattlers in free throws attempted, and unlike most big men, he has a very good shot at that free throw line.
Matthews, one of the Rattlers that spends a lot of time at the line, and he's really worked on his game from the free throw line. Unfortunately, that one's short right there. But as a big man, you're going to spend a lot of time at the line, and it is important for you to work on your free throws.
As McAnley will head out. That's his second foul already, and Ian Davis, the senior, will head in. And the second one good for Matthews, so he splits the two. And the Rattlers now at advantage 7-4. Edwards brings the ball up the floor, gives it off to Dudley. And good hands by Thomas there. He feeds it off to Bolton. Good decision by Bolton to hold up there. He would have had a 2-on-4. And there, great dish and a better finish by Thomas there.
That was great vision there by Bauer. His dribble penetration attracted the defense, leaving Thomas wide open for the easy lay-in.
The ball fed into Davis. Now to Edwards. Edwards against Bauer. The difficult shot, no good. And Bauer doing it on both ends. The hand just straight up in the air right there and able to disrupt the shot. Now here's Benny, and he knocks it down for two.
Benny got nice elevation on that shot, rose up against the defender and was able to sink the shot right there.
And Benny actually one of the top Rattlers, I believe, in promoting the food drive that's going on here today. You and I, we both have class with him, and he was giving out flyers like crazy. I saw him in the library for a good hour, just kind of standing near the entrance, giving a flyer to anybody who would even look at him. And I believe the food drive going very well here today, and also a lot of donations being given. We'll see if we can get you some numbers as to how well it went. Here's Thomas looking to tip it in, and Thomas and Matthews just absolutely dominating on the board so far. So St. Mary's with a fresh shot clock now.
Great hustle right there, and early on, Joe, you can see the Rattlers definitely, errant pass right there by Bauer. But early on, the Rattlers definitely taking advantage of their size in the post, establishing great post position, and getting some easy baskets.
And with that, Rattler fans, we'll head to our first break of the night. 15-10 remaining. St. Mary's Rattlers leading 11-4. And welcome back, Rattler Nation. 11-4, the advantage for St. Mary's as we return to action. Joe Rodriguez, Brian Maglulio on here to bring you all the action. Of course, our reporter on the sideline, Nolan Seneff, with us as well. And Brian, after the 2-point technical that was assessed on St. Mary's for the dunk during warm-ups, St. Mary's really has just come out and surged out of the gates here in order to start the game.
The Rattlers on an 11-2 run. Granted, it's come almost methodically. The Rattlers taking their time and taking their shots where they come, and the Rattlers definitely taking full advantage as Benny dives for the ball right there. Great hustle. St. Thomas able to recover, but a missed floater right there.
And then another missed shot there, and Matthews able to corral the rebound. Alexander coming into the game for St. Mary's as Thomas will head to the bench.
On that previous possession right there, the Rattlers definitely making St. Thomas work for their shots, and those shots weren't ideal.
And here's Bolton, the head fake. St. Thomas, and still in that zone defense, and Christian Bauer makes them pay with a 3-ball.
Smooth as silk right there. Bauer has been hitting his threes this season. The previous game, he started the game 3 for 3 from behind the three-point line. So we'll look to see if he can continue his hot streak from behind the three-point arc.
There's Sean in the post, now off to Edwards. Edwards being checked by Benny. Ball put out to Davis, and now just 13 on the shot clock for the Celts. Spin jumper put up, but no good. And St. Mary's with a 3-on-2 advantage here. Benny settling in the corner. Oh, and he stepped on the outline. So possession will go over to the Celts, and Benny, if it makes him feel any better, didn't make the shot anyway. But St. Mary's opening up the 10-point advantage.
You have to like this shot opportunity that was there for Benny, though, however, and it was created off a turnover. The Rattler defense very suffocating early on, only allowing 2 points from this St. Thomas squad.
Evans and Williams checking in respectively for the Celts. For the St. Mary's side, Joe Monroe heading into the game for his first action as Isaiah Matthews will head to the bench. And here is Evans at the top of the key. And that shot is good for 3 by Case. And I believe, as our colleague David Tovar would point out, a nice foot stomp there by Coach Z. He's already in midseason form.
Definitely, definitely. And calling for his guys to step out and keep their hands up right there, as there's a 3-second violation called on the Rattlers. But Joe, as one famous broadcaster once said, hand down, man down.
Oh, yes, indeed.
So right there, that was a perfect example on that play.
So 14-7, St. Mary's still doubling up the Celts. Evans with the ball, and he throws up another 3, and that one no good. Alexander fighting for the board, and it's last touched by St. Thomas.
Great hustle by the Rattlers right there. 3 of them to only 1 St. Thomas player fighting for the loose ball, and the Rattlers are rewarded with possession.
Now here's Bauer coming up the court with the ball. Off to Bolton now. Bolton, he's looking for his post players, and St. Mary's with the high-low post there. Here's Monroe. Oh, and he's stripped, but a foul is going to be called. And Brian, we've seen a lot of teams coming out in this zone defense against St. Mary's, and so far the Rattlers doing a very good job of getting into the middle of this zone, and really their rebounding is just so superior against a zone defense.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do against size, as an offensive foul is called on the Rattlers, and the Rattlers now, looking at the team fouls, the Rattlers only have 1 team foul and St. Thomas have 4.
That foul called against J.J. Bolton, it's his first. And good active hands by Benny there as he's able to knock that away. It's a good job he did, otherwise Dudley would have been open in the corner for 3. Here's Williams with the ball. Now over to Evans. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 1:50 on the game clock. Now Davis with the screen. Wide open for 3 off of it, and he banks it home. Does Williams.
I don't think he called bank on that one, so he was shaking his head.
You got to take that one off the board then.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yes, indeed. 14-10, Bauer bluffing a 3, and instead finds his big man underneath. That's Joe Monroe.
Great off-the-ball movement right there by Monroe, and he curled off a set of screens and was free under the basket for the easy layup.
And it looks like we're going to see Marvin Witt getting into the action during the next timeout. The ball thrown over to Williams now. Williams working against Bolton, the spin layup, wildly shot, and Monroe grabs the board.
Great defense there by Bolton, moving his feet, not reaching and keeping his hands up, forcing the tough shot.
Here's Benny off the dribble, and that's no good, but Bolton going to grab another offensive rebound. I think that's already Bolton's second or third offensive board.
And that's one of the many things that Bolton provides for this Rattler team, a lot of hustle plays and a lot of rebounds.
20 seconds on the shot clock. The Rattlers with plenty of time to operate. Nonchalant screen by Monroe there. Here's Benny now, working against two Celts. And into Monroe. He has the deep post position, but the hook shot no good. Alexander there, though. And that shot rejected by Davis. Here come the Celts in transition. The three-pointer from Williams, no good. And Monroe once again clearing the boards. Here's Bauer, the hesitation move, the left-handed finish by Bauer.
Wow.
And really, it was just the hesitation move that set him up for it so beautifully.
Where did he go, Joe? Where did he go?
And a media timeout called here. We're going to go on ahead and head over to our sideline reporter, Nolan Sineff. Nolan, the Rattlers able to storm ahead there. What are the Rattlers doing well to start out this game?
Well, they're attacking the offensive board just so much right now. It seems like all of them are being able to get to the board and get offensive rebounds, get it back out to Christian, and making smarter decisions on the next ensuing possession. It makes it really difficult for a team that looks like they don't have quite as much height to be able to get on the boards as much as the Rattlers are doing so far.
And Nolan, you talk about the height of St. Mary's. If you're St. Thomas, you really have to pick your poison. You go man-to-man, you have to cover these guys solo. But if you go to a zone defense like they've been in, then the Rattlers just absolutely kill you on the offensive boards.
And it's not just that, but if you go to man-to-man, you have to cover up with people like Joe Monroe, and you got to cover up with Justin Alexander. But also if you go to zone and you get even a slight bit out of your zone, we have people that can shoot the three very well.
All right, well, thank you, Nolan, for your online reporting. A very good job and a lot to think about. And Brian, St. Mary's 18-10, and something that obviously must have been a point of emphasis, still only that one team foul. They seemed a whole lot more disciplined on the defensive end.
And it all comes down, Joe, to basics. Moving your feet on defense instead of reaching. Defending with your feet, as coaches say. Defending with your feet rather than with your arms.
And here's Bauer to complete the and one, and he does so. So the St. Mary's advantage is now at 19. Substitution for the Celts. Patrick Graves coming into the game. St. Mary's Marvin Witt coming in during the timeout. He was for Bolton, and Alexander with the rejection there as Dudley got caught up in the air.
That was a great defensive effort by Alexander.
And something else I've noticed about this Rattler defense so far, the hands very, very active, but without reaching so far. The hands more in the passing lane than they were all last game.
And it all ties back to being more disciplined defensively.
Here's Benny. He throws up the three, and that no good. Celts able to clear the board. Here's Edwards. Now over to Graves, back to Edwards. 25 on the shot clock for the Celts. Edwards over to Davis. On over to Dudley now. Dudley going down the lane, and he's able to finish, but that one called on the floor.
And that's the first time a St. Thomas player has been able to penetrate the lane and get a shot, a decent look at the basket up close.
Jason Brancato coming into the game now. He'll replace Ian Davis, and I apologize, that one not called on the floor. I thought the official was pointing to the floor, but he was actually saying count the basket. So bit of a mistake on my part. I apologize, Rattler fans.
It's all good. It's all good. We all make mistakes.
Well, thank you. I hope to better myself, and I hope that we're able to move past it.
I think we should. We'll be able to.
All right. And now we see a half-court trapping defense for the Celts as they now fall back into that 2-3 defense that they've been in for the entire game. Marvin Benny looking for Alexander down low. Top to Monroe now.
Alexander really working, trying to get position as a three is launched by Bauer, and great one-handed rebound right there by Monroe.
And Witt fires up the three, and he's able to get it. But Brian, I really don't like that possession out of the Rattlers. He settled for 2 3-point shots, and Witt, though, not looking to settle here as he'll glide in for the easy two.
Well, I definitely like that right there. Quick, fast break points. The Rattlers now taking advantage and extend their lead to double digits.
And with that, the Celts decide they need a timeout. We'll take it with them as you're watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network. David Tovar up to his usual antics on the mic, keeping the crowd pumped up. As David Tovar, of course, the 3-time champion, the three-peat of Rattler Madness, as he likes to brag. 24-13 as we return to action here. 8 minutes exactly on the game clock. And an offensive foul called there, and Bryce Smith announcing himself into the game by sacrificing his body.
Wow, impressive play right off the bat. Smith making an impact as immediate timeout is called on the floor.
We'll go on ahead. We'll head to break with them.
Wow.
So you're watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network.
Looking for these? You drive Buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, Rattler Nation, to beautiful Bill Greehey Arena, the venue of tonight's game between the St. Mary's Rattlers and the St. Thomas Celts. 24-13, the Rattler advantage as we have 7:50 remaining in the half. And Brian, we see this half-court trap defense coming into play now for the Celts, and it looks like they've gone back to the zone defense, and Efi AK announcing his way into the game as well, and a 3-second violation going to be called on him, along with Bryce Smith. So let's reset the floor for St. Mary's. They have 3 guards out there right now: Witt, Smith, Benny, and then of course the 2 big men, Joe Monroe and Efi AK. Edwards now setting up the offense for the Celts. 15 seconds on the shot clock. They'll try to penetrate, and a foul is called. I believe it's going to be on Smith.
The Rattler bigs, Joe, playing great pick and roll defense. They were able to deny the pick and roll on 2 separate occasions on that possession right there.
Edwards heading to the line for 2. The first one no good. And now we see John coming back into the game for the Celts. The second free throw is good. And a whistle blown there. And Ryan Thomas will come into the game for Joe Monroe. St. Mary's almost not getting that substitution there. And I like the 3-guard lineup for St. Mary's. They've realized that the half-court trap has been put on. Never could be too safe, and of course all 3 of the guards more than adept at handling the ball right now for the Rattlers.
And all 3 guards very capable of hitting the long ball as well, especially with this zone defense.
Here's Benny operating with Thomas. Ball dished off to Witt. He'll throw up a 3, and that's no good. And John able to grab the rebound. Now here's Edwards. Throws the ball out to Evans. And Case able to draw the foul there as he was trying to back down Witt. Witt went for the steal, but got caught reaching, and Case draws the foul.
You have to like the aggressiveness, however, of Witt to try and go for the steal, with the Rattlers only having 4 fouls on them. So you, at this stage in the half, you can be a little aggressive right there.
Oh, Smith behind the back looking to put on a show here. He dishes it off to Benny. Witt with the open corner 3, no good. But AK is able to grab the board. And a bad pass there by AK. 2-on-1. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Benny, as Benny may have embellished just a bit there, trying to get the call, but
it was a great effort though on that play.
Well, it doesn't hurt to try, of course. It's one of those things, if you don't ask, then it may never happen.
Exactly.
6:05 on the game clock. 2 free throws here for Dudley. And we're seeing McAley come into the game for the Celts. McAley will head in for Brancato. It's 24-15 now for St. Mary's. And that one rattled in and good, so Dudley perfect at the free throw line, and the advantage now only at 8 for the Rattlers. Bryce Smith with the double team there. Thomas able to catch though. Now Benny putting the ball on the floor, and the Rattlers with 18 to work with in the shot clock. It's Benny faking the shot. Thomas over to Smith in the corner. That one no good for 3. And Brian, the Rattlers have really started taking a lot of 3-pointers, and to be perfectly honest, I don't like it. They need to get a better opportunity out of it. They need to try to feed the ball into the high or low post. And I think part of the reason why they're starting to settle for these 3-pointers is because of the St. Thomas half-court trap. Just simply not enough time on the shot clock for St. Mary's to get a great attempt.
And I do agree, Joe. The Rattlers trying to be methodical, but they're definitely taking a lot of time to get the ball across the half-court line and set up their offense.
There's Edwards with the ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock for him. Shot put up by Davis, no good, and AK battling his own teammate for the board there and eventually comes away with it. And now here's Smith. Witt now with the ball. Back over to Smith. Smith feeds it into Thomas, a nifty pass there. And now Witt with the floater, no good. AK with the follow, also no good. Thomas, though, able to draw the foul there.
And right there, Joe, the Rattlers were able to push the ball ahead up court to avoid the trap and set up their offense, and it created a foul opportunity.
And you see St. Mary's, like you said, able to create that better shot because they didn't have to deal with the half-court defense. Thomas able to knock down the first foul shot. And 3 new Rattler faces coming in for St. Mary's. Matthews, Bolton, Bauer, the starters returning. Witt still on the floor, of course, along with Thomas. Thomas, the second free throw, also good. So St. Mary's, their lead now stretched back to 10.
The Rattlers' free throw shooting this half has been superb.
That ball shot by Brancato, and oh, no good. A little bit of air on that one, and Witt gains the board. Now the Rattlers quickly in transition. Bolton over to Bauer. Now Matthews with the ball. He hands it off to Bauer. Over to Witt in the corner. He tries to feed it in to Matthews, and a foul's going to be called there. And Matthews going to head to the line in a 1-and-1 opportunity. So St. Mary's will be shooting at least 1-and-1 for the remaining 4:11 of the half. The Celts still 2 team fouls away from getting into the bonus themselves, and Matthews able to knock down that first one. Matthews now preparing for the seconds. Matthews already 4 points to his name here tonight, and you can make it a nice 5 there from Matthews as he's halfway to a double-double.
And we still have 4 minutes to play here in the first half.
The high scorer for St. Mary's is Thomas. Great to see him bounce back. We hear about the skill that he has, and really a great guy. The first time I met him was in the library. Very respectful guy. Bolton almost came up to block that one away from Brancato, but a good foul there by Bolton. And it's kind of that situational awareness that you have to have in order to know when to foul or when not to foul. And now we head to our sideline reporter, Nolan Siniff. Nolan, 3:47 left in the half for the Rattlers and the Celts. What do the Rattlers have to do in order to close out strong in this last 4 minutes?
Well, the big thing is that this whole season it's been a lot of team ball, and today I haven't been seeing a lot of it. It's a lot of, I got the ball, I've got a little bit of room, might as well shoot it. And as we can see, the score should be worse than this for St. Thomas. So as far as I'm concerned, it needs to be a little more team ball, a little more distributing, a little more getting the ball inside instead of a lot of these jumpers that they're settling for.
And when you say they settle for those jumpers, go on ahead and clarify for everyone. What do they need to be doing instead of settling for those jumpers?
Well, again, like I said earlier in the game, is that St. Mary's, they have a lot of height on St. Thomas, and to utilize that height, you need to get the ball inside. You can't just be passing the ball out and settling for jumpers instead of being able to get it to the basket, especially when St. Thomas is already in foul trouble.
All right, well, thank you very much, Nolan. Always great to hear from you. And Brian, we always stress finishing strong in order to close out a half, and those little runs that you have to make. I mean, St. Mary's, they make a little 5-0 run right here. They're ahead by a good 17, which would be incredible. But on the other side, St. Edward's, they make a 5-0 run, and it's a 7-point game and very manageable for them going into the half.
Indeed, Joe. If the Rattlers don't finish strong, all they've worked for this entire half would almost be in vain. So it is very important to finish the half strong.
As Brancato missed both the free throws. So it turns out that foul by J.J. Bolton used very wisely, saved an easy hoop and 2 points. Benny now with the ball along with Witt. The ball fed inside to Matthews, and they're going to call offensive foul there. I think they're going to say Matthews hooked the Celt player and kind of tossed him aside, so that's Matthews' first foul. Still only their 16th foul, though, as offensive fouls do not add to the overall team fouls. Here's Edwards bringing the ball up the floor. That one headed off to John. Now it's Brancato with the ball at the top of the key. Edwards again now. Dudley now. And 15 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Spin move and a nice pass. And the foul there as John is able to get the finish.
That was a highlight move right there. The spin move, the acrobatic pass to the paint, and the foul.
John on the scoreboard for the first time tonight, and he adds to it to give himself 3. Bryce Smith now coming into the game for Marvin Witt. Bauer bringing the ball up the floor, and we see now a 1-3-1 trap developing for St. Thomas. And the Rattlers able to break that. And now St. Thomas just falling back into that zone defense. Here's Bauer, wide open, but he decides not to force a 3. Tried to look for Matthews instead, but good athletic hands by the Celts there.
On that play right there, I would have rather seen Bauer take the shot than try to force it in the post. St. Thomas, over the course of this half, has improved their interior defense, making it very difficult for the Rattlers to get passes inside.
10 seconds on the shot clock for St. Mary's. Here's Benny driving down the lane, and he gets held up. And he will be going to the free throw line to see if they'll call it a shooting foul or on the floor. If it's on the floor, Benny's shooting 1-1. If it's in the act of shooting, then he'll be shooting 2. It is called on the floor, so Benny will be shooting 1-1 here. Every foul here on out will be double bonus, though, for St. Mary's. And Benny, an excellent free throw shooter, knocks down the first one coolly. Benny, the second shot up and also good. A lot of flags in attendance here today.
Definitely a lot of school spirit.
As you can see, the come and take it flag there, actually on a crutch. I don't know what that's about, but I
very
like it.
Unique. Yeah, very unique.
It's our whole floor, you know, come and take it. As that one put up by John and no good, but he's fouled once again, so he'll head to the free throw line. I believe they're calling an offensive foul there. I apologize. That'll be against Brancato, his 3rd foul, so he has to be extremely careful now. 5 fouls will disqualify you in college hoops, of course. Very different from 6 fouls that causes a disqualification in the pros. And Brancato being very aggressive, able to gain the steal, but he misses the layup.
Great defense there by Bauer, able to keep his hands up as, Benny sent flying.
And that's on Brancato. That's his 4th foul now. So Brancato, it looks like he's going to stay on the floor as Benny will head to the line for a double bonus. Oh, here comes the substitute. But Brancato just very reckless there. I mean, I know he missed the layup, and you want to hustle back and get into the play and try to play some defense to make up for it. But there, just a bit out of control, and he went right into Benny.
And he should be more aware of his foul situation. That was just a costly and careless foul right there.
Benny makes the first one. Brancato, a freshman out of Houston, Texas, so if anything, you can use the freshman excuse, I do suppose. And Benny now with a chance to make 13 the advantage for St. Mary's, and he does so. And like you said, the trend of great free throw shooting out of St. Mary's continuing.
Indeed, Joe. The Rattlers definitely taking their points where they're coming as Bauer catches an errant pass and is fouled immediately.
And that one was thrown right to Christian Bauer, and a blocking foul called on John there.
I think that errant pass caught Bauer by surprise.
Bauer, he'll head to the line for 2 free throws, looking to add to his total of 6. That 6 has him tied with Benny for the most on the floor right now for St. Mary's. And now Bauer, of course, taking that solely under his belt, as he now has 7. That's 2 fouls on John as well, so he has to be extremely careful as well. And Bauer knocks down the second. We're going to have substitutes here for the Celts. John and Williams heading out of the game. Evans and Davis heading in. Edwards with the ball. He gives it off to Evans, who's right free throw line extended against Smith. 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Celts. Evans, the pick and roll now. Off to Edwards. And a violation being called. That'll be an offensive foul against Davis. So 1:09 remaining in the half. St. Mary's at a 15-point advantage right now and looking to close out the half strong. And really, they've been doing it at the free throw line. Oh, Alexander, he gets stripped. But Alexander, went up with the left hand for the acrobatic finish, but he'll draw yet another foul.
That was a very great play by Alexander, able to stick with it despite losing the ball, and he drew the foul, and now he's up to the line for 2 free throws.
That call against Graves, his first foul. Alexander looks to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight and does so. Justin Alexander, of course, one of the elder statesmen now for St. Mary's. And the second one good as well with the nickname Juice for his high energy play and the tempo that he goes at. And really, when he comes onto the floor for St. Mary's, he's part of a great core of bigs that St. Mary's has really started to become known for. And Alexander, of course, a major contributor of that over the past few years and this year as well. That one thrown up and good. The three-pointer by Dudley.
Able to quiet the crowd just a little bit.
So the shot clock is off, and the game clock says 20. Bauer will maestro his way down the floor and try to get the last shot of the half for St. Mary's. Now down to 10 seconds. The pick by AK off to Alexander. The high-low post. And AK just barely not able to handle it. And the Celts will have 6.1 seconds to get down the floor. Here comes Edwards. 2 seconds. Edwards will have to force up the shot. And it's no good. So St. Mary's go into the half leading 36-22. Contributions all around for the Rattlers. And really a great half for them to come out and against the St. Thomas Celts squad. We're going to go on ahead. We'll head to break. We'll be back with more St. Mary's Rattlers basketball and, of course, the halftime show as you are watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network.
Wow. From Twitter and Instagram. So that means we got more Chick-fil-A gift cards sticking away. On Twitter, we have a winner at Ventura 22.
Shout out Taylor Ventura.
Come on down. Give him a round of applause. You know, $90 already now. Perfect timing, right? Just for coming to the game. Give him a round of applause. Okay. And I got a winner on Instagram at Alyssa CT 2016. Alyssa CT 2016, you're a winner too. Come on down. Your photo on Instagram, hashtag GoRattlers, earns you some Chick-fil-A. Where's she at? Pointing over there. Come on down. You got some free Chick-fil-A. Rattler fans, help her out. Give her a round of applause. Let her know she's welcome. That's right, Mr. Kubicek. Oh, I'd also like to shout out the designated announcer of the business, Mr. Kubicek, the best photographer, Tony Morano, lives up there, probably.
Watch. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
And we welcome you back, Rattler fans, for the halftime show. Joe Rodriguez, Brian Maglue on here inside beautiful Bill Greehey Arena. Roughly 5:40 left until we get underway for the second half. And Brian, let's go on ahead. Let's run down some statistics. What are you seeing? What's really making your eyes pop out about this first half?
What's been very impressive for me, Joe, is the fact that the Rattlers have been very efficient from the free throw line, shooting roughly over 90% from the free throw line. And, I mean, there's a reason why they're called free throws. And the Rattlers definitely taking advantage of them. And it has definitely contributed heavily to their 14-point lead at the half.
And the stat that just absolutely blows my mind and tells you really about the strength of the Rattler Bigs, at one point in that half, out-rebounding the Celts by 20 rebounds, 2-0. It's absolutely mind-blowing that the Rattlers are able to get that kind of advantage. And really, I think it's a huge contributor to the fact that they have this 14-point lead at the half.
And Joe, the Rattlers, as you said, dominating the boards, and it seems like they're imposing their will down low. They've had plenty of opportunities down low. Granted, there was a stretch where St. Thomas's mini half-court press made it difficult for the Rattlers to set up their half-court offense, but for the most part, the Rattlers dominating in the low block with their bigs and finding easy opportunities.
And I think it all goes back to the philosophy of defense. A defense is like a sentence. You can do a great job. A sentence can be really short, 5 seconds, or really long, 35 seconds. But you have to capitalize with that rebound. It's the exclamation point of the sentence. And right now, the Celts not able to do it. As really present, the Rattlers more offensive rebounds than the Celts have entire rebounds. They have 12 offensive boards right now. And really, it just is killing the Celts. And St. Mary's, their bigs, I have to keep imposing it. They're so dominant right now.
And definitely, second chance opportunities over the course of a long game are killers when it comes to the game of basketball.
Well, St. Mary's, they jumped out to a 14-4 lead at one time. They haven't looked back since, and we won't be looking back either as we're heading to the second half. The Rattlers just taking the floor. 3 minutes until the second half begins. We're going to take a brief break, and then we'll be right back as you're watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, Rattler Nation, to the action as Edwards wasting no time firing up the three. St. Mary's, their lead at 11. It was 14 to start the half. Brian, we talked about the statistics coming out during the halftime show, but what we didn't talk about is the future. So, in your opinion, what does St. Mary's have to do here?
St. Mary's needs to do a better job of dealing with that mini half-court trap as Thomas draws the foul right there, and they need to continue drawing fouls and getting to the line. And with that great position down low, you're either going to get one of two things: a foul and 2 free throws, or an easy lay-in. So the Rattlers need to capitalize on those opportunities.
And if the best case scenario for the Rattlers, you get both. You get the foul and the 2 points with the easy lay-in. Matthews now heading to the line. That first one up and good for him. Matthews now sitting pretty with 6 points on the floor for the Rattlers to start out. The same 5 that started the game. Matthews, Thomas, the bigs. Bolton playing the 3 position, and of course the 2 guards, Marvin Binney and Christian Bauer. Matthews the second good as well, as he has been very effective for this Rattler team and really just kind of spearheading the whole big man effort for St. Mary's. Very active on both sides of the glass, and then of course drawing fouls and staying out of foul trouble himself.
And foul trouble you mentioned, Joe, was almost the Rattlers' Achilles heel as St. Thomas scores on that play. But foul trouble was almost a downfall for the Rattlers in the previous game. Now they're playing much more disciplined defense and capitalizing on their offensive opportunities.
And the biggest benefactor is Thomas, who has the ball right now. He's being triple teamed. Thomas last game really struggled. He played about as many minutes as fouls as he committed. So overall for him, it has to be a great relief, not only to get the start here tonight, but to be very productive. Here's Bauer, a little floater, no good. Oh, Isaiah Matthews rejected as well. Bauer throws it up, but it does not hit the rim. So a shot clock violation against St. Mary's, and great defense there by the Celts.
St. Thomas on that defensive possession, and to come out to start the half, they seem to be a bit more aggressive on the defensive end, making it difficult for the Rattlers to get anything going right now.
Pump fake there by Case. Swung back over to John. High point man is Dudley for the Celts. Here's Dudley firing up a 3, and it's good. Dudley breaking into double digits and weakening the Rattler lead to single digits as he does so. He's sitting with 11. The advantage is at 8. Binney over to Bolton. Bolton will feed it back, and eventually it gets into Bauer's hands. They'll set up the offense. Matthews now with the ball at the top of the arc. And oh, an errant pass there. There'll be an easy lay-in for 2 by Case.
Case on that play, sorry to interrupt, Joe. Case on that play read that pass. Bauer set the screen, and Case never cleared. He followed Bauer all the way to the top and was able to get the steal for the easy 2. And you're watching the Rattler Network. Well, excuse me, sorry. Let me try that again. I'm new to this, Joe.
You are new. You're the intern. Go ahead. You got it. Try again.
You guys are watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network.
There you go.
All righty.
As we return to action, 38-32 for St. Mary's, and Coach Zelznak obviously not happy with the way his Rattler squadron has started this half. Couple of substitutions as a result of that. Joe Monroe, Justin Alexander coming onto the court. And oh, Bolton, he picked up his dribble. You don't want to do that. And oh, some feet tangled up there. And now 20 seconds on the shot clock for St. Mary's to work with. Ball swung over to Binney. He'll receive a pick from Alexander. Over to Bolton now in the corner. Back up to Binney, and 5 seconds on the shot clock. He's going to have to force something up. Benny now in the paint. No good. Oh, but there's Monroe with the follow. And you see the athletic play out of Joe Monroe there.
That was a great offensive rebound right there. As we mentioned at the half, the Rattlers dominating the offensive boards, and that's a prime reason why Joe Monroe.
And that one,
a shot is made.
For 2 accordingly by McAnley. And that defensive possession goes on to the philosophy of defense. They had the great sentence, said they played great deny defense, they got deflections, everything, but then instead of that period, like I said, there's the comma, and then the Rattlers score. You have to explain the sentence. Oh, as Benny flipped one up and almost got the circus shot to go. But the Rattlers, they're rebounding just so obviously dominant over the Celts in this game.
And if this trend continues, it's very hard for me to see St. Thomas pulling this game out if they can't find a way to grab some boards.
And it really is true, because St. Mary's are getting multiple opportunities every single time down the floor, whereas the Celts, they're only getting one opportunity every time down the floor. Second one by Benny, no good. So he splits the 2 at the line. 41-34 for St. Mary's. Oh, Alexander swatting the ball right into the Rowdy Rattlers. And with that highlight play, we'll head to a media timeout.
We're going to need a breather for that one.
So we head now to our sideline reporter, Nolan Seneff. Nolan, besides defending the paint like Alexander just did, what does St. Mary's have to do in order to get the W here in the second half?
Well, execution is going to be a big part of this. It looks like St. Thomas is coming out with just this defensive intensity that says, look, we're either going to win this game or we're going to die trying. They're coming out as if this is their Super Bowl, this is their NBA Finals. It doesn't matter to them. They want to win this game so bad. So St. Mary's has to execute every play that they're given, and I'm sure that Coach Z is telling them exactly that on the sideline. And again, I haven't seen a block like that in a long time.
Man, Alexander, the exclamation point play there. Very enthusiastic with the throwback. And Brian, you hear the valid points from Nolan there. NAIA team, St. Thomas coming into this game, into St. Mary's Stadium. This is a huge game for them and for their program as an entirety. And as such, they're probably coming out, they're playing extremely hard, and you've seen them come out firing here in the second half.
And St. Thomas, this game, a barometer to see essentially how good they are against a team like St. Mary's, back-to-back Heartland Conference champions, as a shot is put up and missed, but the Rattlers unable to grab the rebound. Miscommunication right there by Benny and Monroe.
Yeah, that's really something tough right there. You have 2 players hustling, trying to grab the board, and they just not able to corral it there. So a fresh 35 on the shot clock for the Celts. Edwards will take the ball at the top of the key. Edwards passing the ball off to McAnley. Puts it in low to Jean. Ball shot up by Dudley now, and no good, and Alexander able to grab the rebound. Bauer now bringing the ball up the floor. Bauer already at 8 points here tonight. Another thing from St. Mary's, the balanced scoring really helping them out here. Bolton, no, what an entry pass to Alexander. I'm amazed that one got there. Back out to Bauer, though. He's doubled in the corner. I believe they're going to call a foul on Dudley there. So Dudley a bit too close, invading Bauer's bubble.
And as you mentioned, balanced scoring by the Rattlers has been a constant theme for them in their 3 victories early in this season. No one player standing out. It's been a bunch of players just contributing and providing for this Rattler team.
As Alexander, the hook shot good to go right there, and St. Mary's now leading by 9. And I think that was the major question of the year for St. Mary's. Where is the scoring going to come from, as we see Monroe corral the board there? And it was really a fair question asked. St. Mary's losing their big three, Sundufu, Kotzer, Darrell Taylor. A lot of scoring between those players. And really, the answer to the question so far this year has been it's been by committee. And it's something that you see good teams do. As Alexander, the right-handed tip, it does everything but fall in, but St. Mary's able to gain the offensive rebound. But it's something that you see players do. An example I know you'll appreciate, the Chicago Bulls, the first time Michael Jordan retired, that team didn't fall off and just not even make the playoffs as Benny drills a three. They continued to have great seasons because they had great players, but it was more of a commission thing. It's more of a team effort, and something I think the Rattlers are going to have to do as well is Edwards answers right back with a three of his own.
Coach Z definitely not happy with that defensive possession for the Rattlers. An open three for St. Thomas, not what he's looking for.
And we'll go on ahead, we'll have another break and allow you to watch the promo by our own David Tovar.
Hey, good picture, man. Get some Chick-fil-A. Maybe we can have something. So, all right, Rattler fans, give her a round of applause. Here we go for your St. Mary's Rattler.
I love the promos we're doing here in game. Pablo Bocanegra, shout out, a winner of our Instagram photo contest. We remind you, Rattler fans, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at St. Mary's Rattlers. And if you come out to the game and you tweet with the hashtag we give out at the game, then you're going to be eligible on some games for a nice prize. And today, giving away Chick-fil-A gift cards. All of it brought to you by the Rattler Network.
It's always a great experience to come out to the beautiful Bill Greehey Arena and see your Rattlers live in action and interact not only with the players, but fellow Rattlers as well.
Yes, indeed. And we remind you, Rattler fans, while we're on the topic of social media, follow us at all of our social media sites. Facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. YouTube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. Instagram and, Joe Monroe!
It down, Monroe! Throw it down!
Monroe says put that on social media right there. Hashtag Monroe Dunks trending on Twitter at St. Mary's Rattlers. And then, of course, for everything Rattlers, pictures, interviews, articles, and, of course, all the great statistics and schedules, check out RattlerAthletics.com.
And that's where you can find Tovar's Take and, of course, a Cup of Joe.
Yes, indeed, a Cup of Joe slated to come out this week.
All right, I can't wait. And Joe, I believe we almost forgot to mention where we can find all our fine Rattler merchandise.
Oh, that's right. It's getting cold. It's getting that time of the year. Black Friday's coming up, and what better place to do shopping? You don't want to go out to Target, possibly have all those difficulties. Just go to rattlergear.com to get all your favorite hats, shirts, sweaters, and Rattler apparel. And I believe right now there's a special promotion where if you spend over a certain amount, you get a special item in the mail along with it. I'm not exactly sure on the details.
I believe it's if you spend over $50 at rattlergear.com, you will get a free Rattler cup, I believe.
A mug. Yes,
mug,
that's right.
yes.
Just like in a Cup of Joe. Yes, indeed. It's a great promotion, and go on ahead, take advantage of it. You're going to need a Rattler mug in order to show your pride and to have equipped during the winter season. But Monroe called for the foul there, and the first free throw is good. That one put in by Case. Witt making an appearance into the game. He came in for Bolton. And the second one, no good by Case there. Now Bauer bringing the ball up the floor. Feeds it over to Benny in the corner. Benny going through the lane. And Witt wide open for the three-pointer, but no good. That one tossed up by Edwards off the screen. No good. But it's tipped in. A great effort by Case there.
St. Thomas showing a little bit of resurgence here. They almost looked dead in the water in the first half, and now they're only down by 8.
Bauer now with the ball, 20 seconds on the clock. Witt between the legs, they swing it all the way over to Benny. Benny now, oh, the elusive move! And the awareness by Benny there just to make sure that he didn't put himself in danger of the charge. And then, of course, the soft touch, just excellence there by Benny.
Driving and swooping with grace to the basket, Marvin Benny.
No, a blocking foul is going to be called on Benny as he forced Williams to step on the baseline. So, unfortunately, a blocking foul there. And that will do it. We're going to have another media timeout here. And, and we see David Tovar giving one of our ROTC students, Rob Gruber, he just missed it. Rob Gruber, a ROTC student, and a torn PCL right now in his left knee, if you might see the brace. Oh, and no good there. And unfortunately, he missed there. Rob Gruber, a member of the Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity, if you're wondering how I know him. And a great effort by Rob there, but unfortunately unable to connect on the free throw. And let's get back to the basketball action though. St. Mary's, the margin's hovering at around 10, and it's very good for them to have that margin, but it was around 15-16 for the most part of the first half. Brian, let me ask you right now, watching this game objectively, how comfortable do you feel right now if you're St. Mary's?
If I was St. Mary's, I wouldn't be comfortable with a 10-point lead. St. Thomas has proven that they are very capable of coming back from any type of deficit. They were able to cut into the Rattler lead, and now it's 10. And in basketball, a 10-point lead, especially in a game like this, is almost as good as a 5-point lead.
As Bolton clears the board there, he's checked back into the game. Benny will take a seat. Isaiah Matthews also coming back into the action. This St. Thomas team, a very, very good team. They went 28-6 last year. They're very capable. But this year they're starting off a little bit slow. They're 1-3 on the season so far. So they're definitely hungry for this victory and to try to repeat that past success. It's Marvin Witt. Oh, not able to get that one to go. And Bauer will be back on defense along with Bolton. And Bauer with the strip. Great hustle by Bauer there, and he's able to strip Evans and save the easy basket.
That's the second play this game. Bauer's had to counter a fast break opportunity by St. Thomas, and both times Bauer prevails.
Oh, what a great move there by Edwards, but no good as he's not able to get the finish. Matthews with the rebound, and now Bauer will bring the ball up the floor. Deep position by Alexander as he does his work early for the easy two. An even dozen for the Rattlers with 10:30 remaining in the second half.
And right there, that was on that previous possession, that was a great entry pass from the top of the key, and it was a great job by Alexander to get established position quick. And not just establish position, but establish great position, enabling him to get the score.
That one shot up by Case, no good. And Witt able to get the rebound. Bauer now bringing the ball up the floor, off to Bolton. He thought about the three. Instead, over to Matthews, who's at the free throw line. Bauer will take the jumper. Oh, no good from mid. The Celts bringing the ball up the floor. Here's Edwards. He'll get a screen from Davis. Off to Case now. Oh, Case got the step. And a blocking foul going to be called on Matthews there.
Matthews right there, just a bit late, and was moving when the offensive player got up for the shot.
So Case will head to the line for two. Case with 8 points so far today. all of them, I believe, in this half. He's come out and he's really helped the Celts fight back into this game. Substitutions, McAnley, the starter, coming back into the game, along with Dudley. In case the second one is good, and now he'll head to the bench, and Jean will come in for him. Bauer to bring the ball up the floor. Jean applying pressure the whole way down. And now here comes the double team, and it's given off to Matthews. And right there, it doesn't look like the Celts did anything, but they ran a good 10 seconds off of the shot clock as Matthews, I believe, got hit in the face there, and he's in some pain. Matthews, he looks like he's all right.
Definitely a trooper.
Williams assessed the foul there. St. Mary's will have a fresh shot clock. And now I think Matthews must have some kind of cut, otherwise they wouldn't be forcing him to come out of the game. The Rattlers will have 30 seconds to patch him up or just replace him, and Efi AK will come into the game. So Matthews will head on over to the trainers and get patched up. We hope that it's a cut and nothing worse. And 9:15 remaining in the half. Here's Bolton, foot on the line, 4-2, and it's no good. Rebound taken by Williams, and he'll now direct it up the court. Williams, the crossover, and a foul called there.
Williams with an explosive move right there. Almost caught Bauer by surprise, and Williams able to draw the foul, and now he's up at the line for two.
Bauer called for the foul there, but he's in no real danger. That's just his first. Williams, the first free throw is good. Williams, the senior guard out of Houston, Texas. A great deal of Houston influence on this team, as you can imagine. They are located in that area, and of
right
course
in the heart of downtown Houston.
That's right, and of course another person located in that Houston area, our own Brian McGluguan.
Yep, Houston boy. Can't wait to go back home for the holidays, but I also love the city of San Antonio, and I do love watching some Rattler basketball.
Brian, very quickly, 10 seconds or less, tell me about your Rockets and your expectations.
My expectations very high as as AK goes high for that block right there, and he is rewarded.
Looking for the high play on both ends was AK. As he said, hey, let's focus on the Rattlers. Why are we talking about the Rockets?
Wow. Right on cue, though. My expectation, to answer your question, my expectations for the Rockets are very high, and I look forward to seeing what they can do as the season progresses.
Yes, of course, the huge acquisition of Dwight Howard, as that one rattles around and out for AK, and Smith will head into the game for Bauer. Substitutions on both sides. Case heading into the game for McAnley. And then also into the game is Williams. And great effort on the offensive board there. Here's Witt firing up a three, and good. And Coach Zelsnak calling a timeout there. We'll go on ahead and we'll have it with them as you're watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke.
And welcome back, Rattler Nation, to Rattler basketball. St. Mary's leading by an even dozen after the Witt three. The three-pointer putting Witt at 8 points on the game. And oh, a great move, and swooping in with the left hand was Williams, but he's not able to get the finish. And now St. Mary's with the ball, but a media timeout first. We'll go on ahead. And we'll head over to our sideline reporter, Nolan Senef. Nolan, St. Mary's the lead at 12. And I already asked Brian this question, but I'm going to ask it to you as well. How comfortable should St. Mary's be right now, if at all?
Not at all, because St. Thomas is coming out every time they get the ball, speeding down the court, trying to shoot threes, and they're shooting them pretty well. The big thing for St. Mary's, again, like I said at the beginning of the half, is execution.
And another thing that I've really noticed is the tempo right now. Totally favoring St. Thomas. They're dictating for the Rattlers to have to bring the ball down the court slowly. And on the other end, like you said, they're kind of getting out in transition and doing pretty well themselves. But how is St. Mary's holding on to the lead, and what do they have to do in order to change that tempo?
Well, for the Rattlers, and I know this sounds strange to a lot of basketball fans, but you have to slow down the tempo if you're the Rattlers. They're a half-court team. They're not a fast-break team. If you get in the half court, you get it down low, you're going to get mismatches with St. Thomas, and you're going to score.
All right, well, thank you again, Nolan. Very good reporting, as always. And remind you, Rattler fans, all of the new sideline reporter and all of the new features, including the HD broadcast, brought to you by the brand new Rattler Network. And, of course, to check out everything the Rattler Network does, check out rattlerathletics.com. Bolton bringing the ball down the floor. On the floor for the Rattlers, Bolton, Witt, Alexander, AK, and Smith. Smith with the ball against Edwards, who is pestering him. Bolton now, cross-court pass to Witt, who faked the shot. Ooh, the dribble moves for Witt. Now it'll be AK, 5 seconds. Witt's going to have to create. And the jump shot way offline. And that's the second shot clock violation of the half against St. Mary's.
Great defensive possession by St. Thomas. And if only St. Thomas can capitalize on their offensive end, maybe this game would be a lot more closer than it actually is.
As Edwards throws up the shot, but no good. And Smith bringing the ball down the floor. Over to Witt. He's been wearing out that left side of the floor, but going with the right hand for the easy two.
Witt showing that he can score in multiple ways, not just the three ball.
And oh, a great take there by Case. Oh, but he's not able to get the finish. Witt, of course, the former All-American in junior college. As Smith draws the foul there. That one called against Williams, his third foul. And with that foul, it's a 16th foul against the Celts. So every foul here on out will put the Rattlers in the bonus. The Rattlers, meanwhile, sitting on 5 fouls, so still 1 foul to spare until the bonus is achieved by the Celts. Over to Bolton. Now Witt, another 3. This one, no good. They're going to call Alexander there, tugging on the jersey of Case just a bit.
Alexander on that play, a bit over-aggressive.
And it's one of those tough things to do as a big man. You're boxed out, you don't quite have position, but you don't want to quite give up the battle of it. And now, oh, Smith called for a foul there, and just like that, the Celts into the bonus.
And at this juncture of the game, free throw shooting can play a big factor in determining the outcome of this game.
Williams to the line. He scored 4 tonight, and he'll stay as thus. Alexander able to pick up the board. And Smith will set up the offense. 25 on the clock. Over to Smith on the other side of the floor now. To Witt, back to Bolton. Bolton into AK. AK, the hop step. Back out to Bolton for three, and it's good. And you gotta like the three-point attempt there. The Rattlers able to work the ball inside, suck in that zone defense, and as thus, Bolton with the wide open three. As it's answered right back by Jean. And Rattlers now with the 15-point advantage. Here's Smith. Over to Witt. Witt now going baseline. Oh, but he loses the handle. Edwards now bringing the ball down the court. The left-handed bounce pass back to Edwards for three. No good, and AK able to time his jump to grab that board. Advance ahead to Bolton, and he'll go on ahead and throw it back out to Smith to slow things up a bit.
On the past several possessions for St. Thomas, it's been one and done. The Rattlers dominating the defensive boards, continuing to do so. As dangerous pass right there by Witt as St. Thomas. But AK able to get back and swat that one away.
My goodness, AK, his second highlight reel block of tonight. This time with the chase down.
AK throwing a block party here tonight.
Bolton over to Alexander. The aggressive move will earn him 2 shots at the free throw line.
Back to that block by AK. Wow, the elevation and the determination to get to that ball. He was like a good 2-3 steps behind the offensive players. Alexander hits the free throw, but just the will to get that ball.
And it's a bunch of length on display by AK. And really something that you love to see when you have that kind of rim protector back there for you. Bolton will head out of the game and Benny will head in. As 4:20 remaining in the second half. Alexander, the second one no good, but AK able to back tap it and create yet another possession for St. Mary's.
Although AK has 0 points in this game, his presence has definitely been felt.
Left-handed hook by Alexander, misses, but AK!
Right on cue!
Now with the dunk. The Rattlers now lead by 18. There's Williams. And he passes it to his bench and out of play. And now the last media timeout, and as we do with every final media timeout, Brian, St. Mary's leading by 18. You have to be feeling pretty good now with underneath 4 minutes. To you, who is this player of the game for St. Mary's?
To be honest, I can't pinpoint one specific player. There have been many great contributions, but the past several possessions, it has definitely been Ife AK. His defensive presence and just all-around rebounding has just made it very difficult for St. Thomas to even get back into this game. And the Rattlers definitely smell blood now. With 3:43 left in this game, Rattlers trying to pull away as they have an 18-point lead now.
And I'm going to go on ahead and really agree with you, and I don't like doing this. I always like picking out that one player to recognize. But I'll just go on ahead and recognize one group of players. It has to be the Rattler big men.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroying St. Thomas on the boards here today. St. Thomas being out-rebounded currently 47-16. St. Thomas, they've played pretty well and well enough almost to win this game, except for in that one department, which is rebounding. And it's one of the most important statistical categories if you're trying to get a W, and the Rattlers have just been dominating it tonight.
And speaking of the rebounding numbers, I don't think I've ever seen a team win a game with as few rebounds as St. Thomas has. And AK trying to get up there as he takes out Oh, he takes out
I believe
one of
that's
his teammates.
Benny. And Benny is down on the floor, and it looks like
he is in pain.
Some kind of knee thing, and we're going to go on ahead. We'll head to break and hope for the best for Marvin Benny as you're watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted.
And as we return to Bill Grieche Arena, a very welcome sight as we see Marvin Benny walking off. A small bit of assistance, but mainly under his own power. And something you're very grateful for. And you never want to see injuries in sports of any kind, no matter the team that you're loyal to or anywhere. But good to see Benny able to get up there. Yeah, here's Witt now. And that pass deflected and stolen. So 3:10 remaining and 63-45, the advantage for St. Mary's. And some substitutes in for St. Thomas that we haven't seen so far today. Michael Williams coming into the game along with Rami Mahfouz. Rattlers on the floor, Witt, Bauer, Bryce Smith, Ryan Thomas, and Efi AK. And here's Thomas, the left-handed hook is good as he just established that deep post position as Witt was able to hold it. And you got to give a lot of credit there to that entry pass.
And that was a little bit of a lapse on St. Thomas's part, leaving Thomas unmarked.
Ball pass over to Davis and now over to Williams. Also checking in the game for St. Thomas the first time today, Aaron Reed. And that one put in for 3. Witt now with the ball over to Thomas. Back over to Bauer now. Smith now with the ball, and that one's going to be deflected and go out of play. And Jared Anthony will check in for the first time today for St. Mary's. So Ryan Thomas will head to the bench. He finishes with 9 points. Jared Anthony, the 7-footer, who just a year ago was working as a waiter in Chili's until he met Isaiah Matthews, came out for open trial, and managed to make the Rattlers squad. Bauer over to Witt. And Witt puts in another 3. Witt with 13 on the board. I believe 3 of them from long distance. That one thrown up and good for Evans. He answers with a 3-pointer of his own. Bauer bringing the ball up with his left hand and able to draw a foul. That one on Michael Williams. Michael Williams and Kevin Williams of St. Thomas, in case you're wondering, no relation there. The first one put in by Bauer. Williams, of course, a very normal name, I'd say.
Yeah, a common one at that.
Bauer, the second one, good as well. It's 1:09 remaining in the second half. Looking forward for St. Mary's. And offensive foul called there. They're going to continue this homestand. That's going to be against Central Missouri and Emporia State, those 2 home games. That'll close out the homestand for the Rattlers. Those both will be a part of the Thanksgiving Classic. So, eat a little bit of turkey, watch the Cowboys, and then, of course, tune in to see your St. Mary's Rattlers. That game against Central Missouri will be on the 29th, so actually on Black Friday. It'll be at 7:30 p.m. and should be a good one as the Central Missouri comes into town. Here's Witt driving baseline over to Smith. Good pump fake by him there. He's in the lane. And
wow! Slicing and dicing his way through the defense and carving them up.
Yes, indeed. Oh, and Anthony thought he got the clean block there, but instead will be called for the foul. 28.4 seconds remaining in the game. It's Aaron Reed, the freshman, will head to the free throw line. And the first one off the front of the rim, no good. And so this last free throw attempt ought to be it for the game, as the shot clock is off and St. Mary's will be able to just dribble it out. Reed 0 for 2. And I believe they're going to call another foul. A loose ball foul for a push in the back against Rami Mifus. And now Ife Ake will head down to the other end for free throws. Ake the 2 points on the emphatic dunk in the later stages of the game. Now looking to go on ahead and add to that total.
But his impact cannot be felt or seen through the points as he drains that free throw. It is throughout the game, his defensive presence and him and the entire St. Mary's front line just dominating the boards this entire game. And early on in the season, it definitely has been a staple in what St. Mary's have been able to do in accomplishing these wins.
As AK knocks down both free throws coolly and calmly. That one driven to the basket, and the foul for Rami Mefus. He'll head to the line for one more, and you really love to see these guys come in, even in the later stages of the game, and it's described as garbage time, but still, a lot of these guys are playing for minutes right now, and you love to see them come in and show what they got. As Mafus adds one more and puts the margin at 20, and now Bauer will take the ball up the court, and that ought to do it as the clock now at 5, and I'll do it 74-54, the victory for the Rattlers as they move to 3-0 at home, and more importantly, 4-1 on the season. Brian, St. Mary's able to come out and get the victory here today. What did they do in order to go?
Well, we've emphasized this throughout the entire broadcast. The Rattlers definitely dominating the boards, both offensive and defensive boards. Their front line, their big men, just too much to handle for this St. Thomas team. An impressive victory for the Rattlers, a 20-point victory at that. I can't wait to see what they got in store later on in the season.
Yes, indeed, and we thank you everyone for tuning in. For Brian Magluyu on David Tovar, Nolan Simith, and the entire Rattler Network, I'm Joe Rodriguez. We thank you for tuning in as the Rattlers are victorious here today, 74-54 over the St. Thomas Celts. Remind you, tune in against Central Missouri, that game on November 29th at 7:30 p.m. to be played here in beautiful Bill Greehey Arena. I'm Joe Rodriguez. Take care, everyone.